At the end of the topic, you will be able to compare the process of combination with respiration, write a comparative account of photosynthesis and respiration, list the need for respiration, differentiate aerobic and anaerobic respiration.
Living organisms need energy to perform various metabolic activities. Do you know from where organisms derive their energy? Every organism derives their energy from oxidizing food materials. The process of release of energy during the oxidation of food is known as respiration. Now, we shall take a quick glance at the importance of respiration. During respiration, these compounds are oxidized and the breaking of carbon bond liberates a considerable amount of energy. Energy released during respiration is utilized for various metabolic activities at cellular level. Respiration is of two types. They are aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration does not require oxygen to derive energy from the food. The aerobic respiration requires oxygen to oxidize and derives energy from the food. Carbon dioxide and compounds like ethanol or lactic acid are formed during anaerobic respiration. Water is not produced. Carbon dioxide and water are produced as a result of aerobic respiration. Due to incomplete oxidation of glucose, very less amount of energy is produced during anaerobic respiration. Due to complete oxidation of glucose, large amount of energy is produced during aerobic respiration. Look at the overall reaction of anaerobic and aerobic reaction. The process of conversion of glucose to pyruvic acid and subsequently to ethanol or lactic acid in the absence of oxygen is called anaerobic respiration or fermentation. Anaerobic respiration is commonly found in some parasites, yeast, bacteria like Clostridium, and muscular tissue of higher animals. Click on the images for relevant text and audio. In the muscular tissue of higher organisms, pyruvic acid is converted to lactic acid. In the absence of oxygen, yeast cells convert pyruvic acid to ethanol, a type of alcohol. This method is applied for the large-scale production of alcohol and other beverages and industries. Lactobacillus bacteria convert pyruvic acid to lactic acid. This phenomenon is used in our kitchen for making curd. Comparison of respiration with chemical combustion. External heat is applied during combustion to burn sugar molecule, but in respiration, no heat is applied for the oxidation of sugar molecule. During combustion, burning is visible. Example, sugar charring is followed by burning to produce flame. Burning of glucose molecule is not visible during respiration. Example, sugar is oxidized without charring and burning. During combustion, energy is released at once in the form of heat. During respiration, energy is released in small quantities at several stages. A part of this energy is converted to chemical energy and the rest is liberated as heat. Combustion occurs in the absence of water. Respiration occurs in the presence of water. No intermediate compounds are formed during combustion. Intermediate compounds are formed during respiration. Comparison of photosynthesis and respiration. Photosynthesis occurs only in plants and in some photosynthetic bacteria. Respiration occurs in all living organisms. Photosynthesis takes place only in the presence of sunlight. Respiration takes place during day and night. Plants store food materials in their body so they can manage without performing photosynthesis for a few days. But no organism can survive without performing respiration even for a few minutes. In plants, only a few cells which contain chloroplast can perform photosynthesis. All living cells of an organism perform respiration process. It occurs in the chloroplast and is dependent on light. Respiration takes place in cytoplasm and mitochondria and is independent of light. During photosynthesis, light energy is fixed and is converted to chemical energy. During respiration, chemical or potential energy is released. Raw materials like carbon dioxide and water are required for photosynthesis. During respiration, oxygen is used to oxidize carbohydrates or organic substances to liberate energy. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is utilized and oxygen is liberated. During respiration, oxygen is utilized and carbon dioxide is released. Photosynthesis is an anabolic process which adds biomass, that is weight, to an organism. Respiration is a catabolic process which decreases the weight of an organism. Photosynthesis involves photophosphorylation, during which ATP is produced by using light energy. Respiration involves substrate level and oxidative phosphorylation, during which ATP is produced from the oxidation of glucose. During photosynthesis, hydrogen is taken from water molecule to reduce NADP to NADPH2. During respiration, hydrogen is taken from carbohydrate to produce NADH2. During photosynthesis, ATP and NADPH2 are used to synthesize organic compounds. ATP and NADH2 produced during respiration are made available for various cellular activities.
Breathing is a physical process because only the air moves from one place to another. Respiration is a chemical process because the food undergoes chemical changes. Energy is not released in breathing, whereas energy is released in respiration. Breathing takes place in breathing organs, whereas respiration takes place in all living cells. The process of oxidation of food to release energy along with water and carbon dioxide as waste in living cells is called respiration or cellular respiration. Respiration is of two types, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. When the respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen, it is called anaerobic respiration. Breathing is a physical process because only the air moves from one place to another. Respiration is a chemical process because the food undergoes chemical changes. Energy is released all of a sudden in a large quantity in combustion, whereas energy is released step by step in small quantities in respiration. Photosynthesis is a process where carbon dioxide is taken in and oxygen is given out. Respiration is a process where oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out.
At the end of the topic, you will be able to describe the mechanism of respiration in humans, define the role of alveoli in exchange of gases, discuss the rate of respiration, the system which brings about inspiration, expiration, and exchange of gases in lungs is known as respiratory system. The human respiratory system consists of a pair of nostrils, nasal cavity, nasopharynx or internal nares, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and alveoli or air sacs forming the lungs. Mechanism of respiration in man involves two stages. They are inspiration and expiration. Lungs are made of several thousands of small air chambers called alveoli. Alveolus is the structural and functional unit of the lung. Exchange of gases takes place in the alveolus. When the air reaches the alveoli, oxygen diffuses through the membrane into small blood vessels called capillaries, and carbon dioxide diffuses from the blood in the capillaries into the alveoli.
In this topic, you have learnt the human respiratory system consists of nose, nasal cavity, trachea, bronchi and lungs. The lungs are present in the chest cavity.
Mechanism of respiration in man involves inspiration and expiration. During inspiration, volume of thoracic cavity will increase and the air pressure inside the lung will decrease. Exchange of gases in lungs takes place in the alveolus.
Breathing is a continuous process which goes on all the time and throughout the lifespan of organisms. The walls of alveoli are supplied with thin blood vessels called capillaries which carry blood in them.